Alright, Shalom. As always, all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Kwadash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Lord willing, this one will be edifying to the elect. As you can see here in this video, Yahweh has destroyed this town. And this is a beautiful thing to see. And what you're looking at here is the judgment that was dealt to a town called Black River in the parish of St. Elizabeth, Jamaica. And as you all may know, Jamaica has just experienced a hurricane called Melissa, a Category 5 hurricane. And the Lord has issued judgment on this specific town. And this town called Black River is very known when it comes to witchcraft. Right? Witchcraft is something that's normal in this town, right? I personally knew people from this town growing up, and they would let you know how much they trust in witchcraft, how much it has protected them, as they call it, obia. You know, they trust in this for riches, for protection, whatever it may be. They don't make any mention of Yahweh Hashem Shai. You know, and I knew all of these things before the truth, but being in the truth now and knowing what is right and what is wrong, this is a beautiful thing to see. The Lord does not play, right? So I'm going to just get into the precepts. I don't want to ramble too much about, you know, the witchcraft and all of that, but this is Nahum chapter 1, verse 3. And it says, Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord will not pardon the wicked. The Lord will not excuse the wicked deeds that you fucking wicked ass Israelites do, man. Everything that you do will be accounted for. You don't trust in Yahweh Hashem Shai. You trust in witchcraft. You trust in left-hand side wickedness, right? And you Edomites as well, you so-called white people, you're going to be destroyed as well. You will not be acquitted, right? The Lord is going to judge you people, right? Again, it says Yahweh is slow to anger. The Lord may not act as quick as some people think. Oh, you've been saying this for years or decades. My granny been saying this since I was a child, since I was a baby, since I was a kid. Nothing has happened as yet. Ain't nothing gonna happen. This is a mindset of Jake, especially here in Jamaica. You'll hear them say, we've been hearing that the world is coming to an end for decades. Nothing has happened as yet. But these people don't understand the Lord's time and our time are different, man. We're mortals. We're mortal beings. The Lord is not immortal. The Lord is above us, right? The Lord ways are way up there, and our ways are very mortal. We're not thinking or are functioning on the same time frame as the Lord. The Lord operates outside of time. He's the one that created time, right? So the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. And Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm. The Lord had his way with this hurricane. The Lord always has his way, but the Lord destroyed this town, man. And this is so beautiful to see. You know, personally knowing so much about this specific place and how dark and how connected they are to evil spirits, this is a beautiful thing to see. The Lord had his way, man. And we're going to see more stories, you know, we're going to see more videos of the destruction that the Lord issued on this wicked ass island, man, because Jamaica is a proud ass country. These Benjamites are super duper proud, man. And the Lord is going to continue spanking these people, man. This is just the beginning, right? Let me get Ecclesiasticus 8. And Lord willing, this one can be quick, man. You know, Kal Halal Yahweh Hashem Shai. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. And it reads, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Right. A lot of these individuals in this town, man, they're so caught up on, having things now, having money, having cars, having all of these carnal things, these vain things. That's all they care about. That's the main reason why they look to the left hand side. So that they can have money. So that they can have things. So on and so forth. Indulge in women, wickedness, man. Not trusting in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And ultimately, these people don't have faith. But none of us know. We servants of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we men of the Lord, we don't know who the elect are. So we continuously preach the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. We continuously bid to the marriage because the Lord is going to work his work. So we might have our opinion about a lot of these people, but we don't know who is the elect. The Lord can wake up whoever he wants to wake up. We don't know. We were once dead. We were once out there and indulging in these different things as well. Right? But the Lord has woken us up. Right? And we're here today. Right? So again, it says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. So these people continuously do evil because nothing is happening to them. They don't believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. They don't believe there's a God. They believe that they're the gods ultimately, and they make their destiny. They can choose what happens in their life. Right? They can just go to a science man, as they call it, or obia man, and they can just make their request and pay their money, and it will be granted to them. They can just go and take a bath, and make their obia man, wash them off, and they're clean and they're good and they're protected. That's how these people think. They think that they can continue doing these things and doing wickedness, and nothing is gonna happen to them. No judgment is gonna be done to them. Right? Verse 12 says, though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh, which fear before him. Right? Again, it says, though a sinner do evil 100 times and his day be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God. Right? That fear God, which fear before him, but it shall not be well with the wicked. So you wicked ass Jamaicans, man, which are from the tribe of Benjamin, it's not going to be well with you. Right? And it says, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before God. You don't have fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And you don't have the gift of faith. That's why you go to the easy path. You go to the left hand side. You go the route of you go to the route of spirituality that's wickedness, that you can actually see because you're seeing results faster. You can rub something on you and you say, oh yeah, it's working, or whatever it is that you wicked ass niggas do, man. The Lord is gonna destroy you. And this is just a warning. The Lord is taking away your shelter, your stores, your food. That's what the Lord is doing right now, man. This is a warning, and you people are not going to see this as a warning to turn to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and learn the righteous ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You're not going to come eat of this bread and drink of this water and renew your ways. Cleanse your ways. You're going to continue in your wickedness. That's what you niggas always do. You might try to pray to the Lord or by calling on these wicked ass, names. Jesus Christ, God. Those names are not going to help you, man. The true names are Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the true name of who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is the true name of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Right? So let me see what else I have here. I don't want to make this too long. And as the scriptures say, man, suffer not a witch to live. Right? And in Deuteronomy as well, It speaks about, anyone among you that indulges in witchcraft, or it's an abomination, man. It's a commandment for none of us to be involved in any type of sorcery, observers of times, enchanters, or witches, man, and consulters with familiar spirits, which that's what an obeah man does, because all of those things are an abomination, man. So it's not a surprise to me that the Lord has had this done to this town, because I'm aware of the wickedness of these people. It's that town is full of abominations, man. So although sentence against an evil work, as it says in this chapter, is not executed speedily, don't worry, the Lord is still gonna get your ass, man. The Lord is still gonna spank you, man. And consider this a warning, because worse things are coming. Famine is coming on the earth. Jacob's trouble is coming. A time where none of us have ever experienced. The worst human experience ever is approaching. So you can continue in your wickedness. The Lord is going to get you regardless. The Lord is going to judge you regardless. Right? So let me see what else I had here. Had a few precepts here in the browser. So this is Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5, and it says, the just Yahweh is in the midst thereof, and he will not do iniquity, he will not do injustice. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Even after a situation like this, you niggas are still gonna be proud, man. You don't know what is shameful. You don't know what is righteous and what's unrighteous. You people call evil good and good evil. That's the mindset that you people have, man. But the Lord is going to continue to judge you. And he does it slowly, with great power. Right? So this is Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 19. Thine own wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backsliding shall reprove thee. Know therefore, this is talking about judgment, man. Know therefore and see that this is an evil thing and bitter, that thou hast forsaken Yahweh thy power, and that my fear is not in thee, saith the Lord of hosts. Saith Yahweh Shem El Shai. You people don't fear Yahweh Shem El Shai. That's why you behave like this. You don't consider your actions and wonder, you don't think that, if I do this, the Lord will destroy me, or the Lord will judge me. Let me just tread lightly. Let me just tread carefully. Rather, you people don't think like that, because you people don't believe. You people don't have the fear. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, man. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of understanding. Once you start to fear Yahweh, you start to understand the truth more. You start to understand what's right or what's wrong, because you're in fear for your life. You're in fear of what the Lord can do to you. You're not worrying about, let me go get a wash off, so I can get some more riches. Let me go get some more protection. Whatever it is that you fucking niggas do, man. I don't get into all of that, man. I just heard all this wickedness. I just used to listen and be like, yo, these people, boy, why you trusting in wickedness so much? Why you trusting in obeah? Why you don't just trust in God? This is even before the truth. I always thought to myself, why are these niggas so caught up in obeah and witchcraft? They don't see it as wickedness. And even if they do see it as wickedness, as I mentioned before, they call evil good and good evil. Just like you have, people here, in the Caribbean, they justify what happened in Haiti, with the French, and how witchcraft was what, voodoo was what made them prevail. And even here in Jamaica, the Maroons, and how witchcraft was something that was, prominent there, and they try to make it good, but there's nothing good about it, man. That's why your own wickedness shall correct you, man. Right? The wickedness that you have done, the Lord rewards you with judgment. So this is Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3, and it says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know, my people doth not consider. Even after a hurricane like this, there's so many videos that I'm seeing, man. People houses getting destroyed with them in it. They're crying. And they're still not gonna turn to Yahweh Shem Shai. That's scary, man. That's a scary thing to see. We know the truth and we know what the solution is, but they don't know. They don't know. That's scary. And we see people like this every day. We live with people like this, man. And they don't know. They don't understand what really the fuck is going on. They don't have that fear of Yahweh Shem Shai. They have comfort. They have comfort in believing things that are not true. For us, we know what these things mean, man. These things are a sign of the coming of Yahweh Shai. We're in the end. We're at the end. Things are only going to get worse from here. There's no better for things. Things are only going to get better in the kingdom. That's when things are going to get better, when the world is being ruled in righteousness. But let me see if this is the last one. Yeah, so this is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 24, and it says, because I have called and ye refuse, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught at my counsel, and would none of my reproof. You're not responding to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. The Lord has hardened your heart, at this point, because you have had the opportunity, to turn to the Lord, which there's no such thing as free will, but the Lord operates at a higher level, way, 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 way higher level than what we can comprehend, right? But the Lord has gave you opportunity, the whole nation. This is coming from in Egypt. You people always choose something else over Yahweh Shem Shai. The Lord is calling you people, right? But you do not listen, man. You do not want to hearken, right? Really and truly. And that's just your lot. The Lord has created you people to not turn to righteousness. You're born in vain. And if you're not born in vain, you'll be awakened. That means you're part of the hopeful elect. Because none of us know if we're of the elect. Hence, it's called the hopeful elect. Because we all hope that we'll make it. Not everybody's going to make it. You have some that taste of the truth and then it's taken away from them. This thing is very scary, man. And it says, but ye have sought at naught at all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Because then you're going to want to seek the Lord. Then you're going to say, Lord, I didn't know. Yes, you did. Because the prophets are on the highways and the byways, throughout the four corners of the earth, preaching this word. Hearing it in your subconscious still counts as hearing it. Even if you're not diligently listening to what we're saying, you're hearing it. You walk past, you hear the words. You're going to be judged because you did know. You looked down on the men of the Lord. You looked at the men of the Lord as silly men that don't have anything better to do with their lives. That's how all of you men and women are looking at the men of the Lord, not understanding that when shit really hits the fan, when there's Jacob's trouble and there's hurricanes during Jacob's trouble and famine and all of these terrible things that we've never experienced all at once, you're going to call for the Lord and he's not going to answer. You're going to be looking for the word and there's going to be a famine of the word as well. So you're going to starve spiritually and physically. The Lord is going to laugh at you people. When you want to trust in your witchcraft, it's not going to help you. Because even the science man, as you people call it, they're gonna be seeking Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and they won't be able to find Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. They're gonna be seeking the prophets as well, and they won't be able to find us because we won't be there for them to find. We won't be there to be found. So these are very scary times that are approaching. A lot of you people are filled with unprofitable food, spiritual food, things that will not sustain you because they're lies. It may feel good, and you may believe that it's right, and you may be sincere, but it's not going to sustain you because it's not the truth. Right? So this was the whole point of the video, man, because you people don't understand what time we're in, man. This hurricane should be a wake-up call for you people. But your people are going to go back to normal after things cool down, right? You're still going to be proud. You're still going to be trusting in yourself like you have any type of will. Like you can do anything without Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's the mindset that you people have. But with that, as always, all praises, honor, and glory goes out to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakahakwadash. Shalom.